Today in our maths lesson, we are going to be solving problems using multiplication. We have learned that in multiplication problems, we are being asked to find the total amount. So that's what we'll be doing today in our problems. There will be a mixture of multiplying by a one-digit number and a two-digit number. When you are multiplying by a two-digit number, you are going to estimate your answer first before you start the multiplication sum. And I'm asking you to do this because when you are multiplying by a two-digit number, there are lots of calculations going on, and therefore it's easier to make a mistake. So do an estimate first, that way you'll have some idea what your answer should look like. Okay? Right, let's get started and do some examples together. So my first one is, each carriage holds 124 passengers. How many passengers would 5 carriages hold? Okay, so again, I'm just going to draw a really simple picture to help me visualize this question. So I have a train and there's 5 carriages on the train. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I know there is 124 passengers on each carriage. And I want to find the total amount of people on this train. Now I could add 124 plus 124 plus 124 plus 124 plus 124, which is repeated addition. But I know this takes a long time, and the quicker way to do it is to use the vertical method. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll set my sum up for the vertical method. So it's 124 multiplied by 5. Then I'm going to write in my place value names, so units, tens, and hundredths. So now my sum is ready for multiplication. And because I'm multiplying by a one-digit number, I don't have to estimate my answer first. Okay, so 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. Put down my 0, carry my 2. 5 multiplied by 2 is 10, plus 2 is 14. Put down my 4, carry my 1. 5 multiplied by 1 is 5, plus this 1 is 6. So my answer is 640. Now, because this is a word problem and I was asked a question, I need to answer that question with a sentence. So the question was, how many passengers would 5 carriages hold? So I now know that 5 carriages would hold 640 passengers. Full stop. Okay, so let's try another example together. Okay, so example 2 asks, if each of 27 runners ran 346 kilometers while training for a marathon, how far do they run in total? So each runner ran 346 kilometers and there were 27 runners, and we need to figure out how far they ran in total. So we're getting the total amount, which means we need to use multiplication. So I'm going to set my sum up to use the vertical method for multiplication. So I'm multiplying 346 by 27. And now just put in my place value names, so units, tens, and hundredths. Okay, as you can see, I am now multiplying by a two-digit number. So I'm going to estimate my answer first. So first of all, I'm going to estimate or round 346 to the nearest 100. So 346, it's either going to round to 300 or to 400. But I look at the tens digit, which is a 4, and remember, 1, 2, 3, and 4 means the hundredths digit stays the same. So that means 346 will round to 300. Now I have to round 27 to the nearest 10. So 27 is either going to round to 20 or to 30. So I look at the units digit, and because it's a 7, it means the tens digit is going to go up 1 to 3, which means 27 rounds to 30. And now I multiply these two numbers together. And again, it's really easy. I just multiply 3 by 3, which is 9. Count how many zeros I have in the question. 1, 2, 3. And put 3 zeros in my answer. So I now know I should get an answer around 9,000. So let's see how we get on when we do our actual multiplication sum. So again, first of all, I'm going to multiply 346 by these 7 units. 7 sixes are 42, put down my 2, carry my 4. 4 sevens are 28, plus 4 is 32, put down my 2, carry my 3. 7 threes are 21, plus 3 is 24. So that's my first step of multiplying by a 2-digit number. So I've multiplied by the units, and I've used this 4 and this 3. So now I'm going to multiply this 2 here, which is really 2 tens or 20. And 20 is the same as 2 multiplied by 10. So to show that I've multiplied by that 10, I put my magic 0 in red pen so it stands out. And then I just need to multiply by 2. So now I'm going to multiply 346 by 2. So 2 multiplied by 6 is 12. Put down my 2, carry my 1. 2 multiplied by 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. And my last step in multiplying by a 2-digit number is add the two answers together. 2 plus 0 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 9 is 13. Put down my 3, carry my 1. 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So my answer is 9,342, which is very close to my estimate. So I probably got the right answer. So now it is a word problem, so I must answer the question that was asked. So it asked, how far did they run in total? So they ran 9,342 kilometers in total. Okay, so let's try one more example together before you start your questions in your Busy at Maths. Okay, so here is example 3. It asks, carrots are sown in rows of 72. How many carrots are there in 16 rows? So we need to figure out how many carrots there are altogether. So we're getting the overall amount, which means we must use multiplication. For this question, I'm going to ask you to try it by yourself. And because you are multiplying by 16, it means you are going to have to estimate your answer first. So pause the video, write down your sum, do your estimate, and then do the multiplication sum. When you're ready, press play and see, did you get the right answer? And if you didn't, you'll be able to see where you went wrong. So press play when you're ready. Okay, so now I am multiplying 72 by 16. So I set my sum up for vertical multiplication. So I have 2 units here and 7 tens here. Now I am multiplying by a 2-digit number, so I want to make an estimate first. So first of all, I have to round 72 to the nearest 10. So this is either going to be 70 or 80. So again, when you're dealing with a 10 number, you look at the units. The digit in the units is 2, which means that 7 is going to stay the same. So 72 rounds to 70. And now I have to round 16 to the nearest 10. So that's either going to be 10 or 20. So I look at the units digit, which is a 6, and remember 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 make the tens digit go up by 1. So this one is going to become a 2, which means 16 rounds to 20. And now I multiply these two numbers together. And it's really easy. I multiply 2 by 7, which is 14. I count how many zeros I have, 1, 2, and I make sure to put 2 zeros in my answer. So I should get an answer around 1,400. So have a look at your estimate now. Is that what you got? Okay, so let's start multiplying now. So to multiply 72 by 16, I first of all multiply 72 by the 6 units. So 6 2s are 12, put down my 2, carry my 1. 6 7s are 42, plus 1 is 43. Step 2, multiply by my tens, which is this 110 here. So 110, to show that I've multiplied by 10, I put in my magic 0 in red pen so it stands out. And then all I have to do is multiply 72 by 1. So 1 multiplied by 2 is 2. 1 multiplied by 7 is 7. And then lastly, I add these two answers together. 2 plus 0 is 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. 4 plus 7 is 11. So my answer altogether is 1,152, which is quite close to my estimate here. Now going back to the question I was asked, how many carrots are there in 16 rows? So there are 1,152 carrots in 16 rows. Okay, so now you're ready to start doing the questions in your Busy at Maths now. So look at the instructions for the activity to see exactly which questions you have to do. Best of luck with the work, and again, if you have any questions, send me a message on Seesaw.